What's up, guys? And I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for popping into my review for the eagerly awaited Transformers 1. This is the new animated Transformers film directed by Josh Cooley, who only directed Toy Story 4 prior. And this stars Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime, but before he became Optimus Prime, and Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron before he became Megatron, and Keegan Michael Key as Bumblebee. You also have Scarlett Johansson in the film, and the trailer for this film, the first trailer that came out, I remember seeing that trailer thinking that this looked terrible. It looked like a kiddie flick, something that belonged on Nick Jr. It just didn't seem like it would be for me at all. And I am so happy to say that I was wrong. The marketing for this film, it has been terrible. The trailers for the film does not do this movie justice. This movie is so much more serious than I could have ever expected. Look, this is the perfect balance between kid humor, adult humor, a story that I think a lot of people can understand and appreciate. This movie just seems so universal. This is the ultimate family film. I think this movie is so good and it's so rewatchable. And, there is kid humor in it that I was like, okay, that kind of humor is not for me. But there's also a lot of adult humor in the movie, too, that I think they said, you know what? Let's give the kids something. Let's give the adults something. The animation is fresh and exciting, and the voice performances. Chris Hemsworth is not just phoning it in. He really captures the essence of Optimus Prime. Brian Tyree Henry, by the end of the film, practically stole the movie for me. And you also have Keegan Michael Key, who's just really sweet and heartwarming as Bumblebee, a character that I think could have gotten very annoying, but he didn't. And he worked for me, and I like the dynamic that he had with Optimus Prime. The Scarlett Johansson character, I didn't really care for that character. I didn't really dislike her, but at the same time, I wasn't really moved or captivated or invested or engaged into the Scarlett Johansson character. But overall, this movie is excellent. This is an excellent movie. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. It's so entertaining. The score was great. The story is great. This is Transformers 1, so you get to discover the origins of some of these characters. And I just thought it worked so well, and it was done so well. And Josh Cooley, he's 2 for 2. Toy Story 4 was excellent, and now Transformers 1 is excellent. And this year is shaping up to be a great year for animation. You had Inside Out 2, which I do think is a better film. Not by a lot, though. I mean, this is truly a great movie. But Inside Out 2, I just love the expansion of the Inside Out world and Riley's mind and the whole brainstorm sequence in that film I love. And the way that that movie examines mental health, I think, is really special. But this film, that doesn't take away from the greatness of this movie. There is a scene that's sort of plopped in the end of the movie that's like right before the movie ends, and it lasts like 5 minutes. There's a scene that's popped in where two characters meet for the first time, and I just feel like you didn't need to put that in there. You did what you did and it worked, and you just didn't need to throw that in there. So a nitpick for me for sure, but I just think this is a great movie. It's such a surprise. This is my favorite Transformers film. I haven't seen the original animated movie. I'm trying to get it on 4K. The Steelbook that was released, I'm going to try to get that on eBay. But this is my favorite Transformers film. The only one I really liked a lot before this was Dark of the Moon, which also has Sentinel Prime in it, if we're going to talk about that, who John Hamm plays in this movie. John Hamm is fine as Sentinel Prime. He's not one of the standouts of the film, but in Dark of the Moon, you had the late, great Leonard Nimoy, who played Sentinel Prime, and that was really memorable for me when I first saw that movie. And when you rewatch it, that's such an iconic voice, and he did a great job with that role. So I don't think that John Hamm is as good as Leonard Nimoy's performance in Dark of the Moon, but he wasn't trying to be, and he didn't have to be. It's a different movie, it's a different story, and it did work. And he is good, he's just not great or like I said, a standout among like Chris Hemsworth or Brian Tyree Henry. And I'm giving Transformers 1 4.5 out of 5 stars. It opens this coming Friday. Check it out. I know The Wild Robot is coming out, and a lot of people are raving about that film, but I feel like that it's becoming a little more expensive to see movies these days, and families are going to have to decide, do we want to see Transformers 1 or do we want to see Wild Robot? So it's going to be interesting to see which movie is the more successful at the end of the day, but that doesn't take away from the fact that this movie is phenomenal. And I'm surprised to say that because after I saw that first trailer, I was not looking forward to or excited to see this movie. And I was wrong, and I think you're going to be really surprised. So give Transformers 1 a chance. It is truly a great movie. So guys, comment down below, did you see the film? It's not out yet, but there was advanced screenings. Maybe you're going to, check it out when it comes out. What's your thoughts on the film? What's your favorite Transformers movie going into this? I know a lot of people like Bumblebee a lot. I like Bumblebee, but I don't love it. I think that movie is a cheese fest. It is a very cheesy film, and it's hard for me to get invested into it when it just feels like such a cornball. So, aside the point, hit that subscribe button. Come back for more. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and or X at RyanKing72 and Instagram and TikTok at KingRises131. That's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Transformers 1. And until next time, over and out.